Have you ever stopped to think about something kind of surprising? I mean, millions of people, right? We get hit with these amazing ideas, these big dreams.
Uh-huh. Inspiration strikes.
Exactly. But then, so often, they don't actually happen. They just stay as ideas. So what is the secret? How do you get from that spark to actually making something real?
That's a really deep question. It gets right to the heart of, well, human potential, doesn't it? Moving from the idea to the tangible.
Right. And welcome, everyone, to this special deep dive. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on exactly that, the creative process. We're drawing on this really fascinating, wide-ranging conversation, sort of a talk story, you might call it.
Yeah, between two incredible people who are basically masters at guiding others, helping them innovate, discover themselves.
Our mission today really is to pull out the absolute best insights from all this rich stuff. We want to show you how to spot and get past those barriers, the ones you don't even see sometimes.
And how to embrace the unexpected things that pop up. Even how to use some really cutting-edge tools, actually, to unlock your potential.
Yeah, and what's amazing is how it all weaves together. You've got timeless wisdom, really personal stories, hard-won business insights.
And yeah, the surprising bit, how AI, artificial intelligence, fits into personal growth. It's quite a mix.
It really is. So let's dive in. Let's start with Mitch.
Yeah.
His perspective that came through in their talk story, it really shifted back in 2020, didn't it?
It did. I mean, for over 35 years, he was the brainstorming guy, right? Consulting for huge Fortune 500 companies, helping them innovate.
Big leaks.
Totally.
Yeah.
But then the shutdown happened, and he made this pivot.
Okay.
Yeah, instead of just the big companies, he started focusing on what he calls everyday people. Individuals, mavericks, writers, artists, entrepreneurs, people trying to make a change.
Okay. Through his course, the portal to possibility.
Exactly that. And he deliberately keeps it small, just 20 people. He said he really values that personal touch.
Makes sense. And his big question, the thing he was trying to figure out, was what we were just saying. Why do so many great ideas just stall?
Right. Why don't they materialize? What holds people back? He wanted to figure out what helps creativity flow, but also what gets in the way. How to, as he put it, free people from their stuckness.
Stuckness. I like that.
And that whole line of questioning led him to this really powerful three-part path to possibility.
Okay, let's break that down. What's the first part?
The first principle is pretty profound. Say yes to the journey. And he frames this using Joseph Campbell's idea, the hero's journey.
The classic hero's journey.
Mm-hmm.
So Mitch is saying life throws these disruptions at us. Could be something tough, like a loss, or maybe something positive, epiphany.
Or small.
And these aren't roadblocks. They're actually like
right.
crossroads, invitations.
Exactly. He sees them as the start of the hero's call, an invitation onto a new path, a sort of yellow brick road opening up that maybe you didn't expect.
So the key choice then is, do you take it, or do you try and get back to how things were?
That's the crux of it. Do you say yes? Do you follow where it leads? A lot of us resist. We want normal. But he argues the real breakthrough, the magic, happens when you lean into that unexpected call.
Okay, saying yes to the journey, that feels big. What's next?
Well, that openness kind of flows right into his second principle, the power of the right question.
Okay. He mentions Einstein, doesn't he? The quote about spending 55 minutes on the question.
Precisely. If I had an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend the first 55 minutes thinking about the question and the last 5 minutes solving it. It really highlights a trap we fall into.
Yeah, frisching.
We jump straight into brainstorming, looking for answers, for solutions.
Without really knowing the real problem.
Exactly. Without getting crystal clear on the actual question, or sometimes he says the question behind the question. He found that for a lot of people, that core question is just, well, mushy.
Mushy, okay.
Ugh.
So the quality of your solution depends entirely on the quality of your question.
You got it. If you're asking a mushy question or the wrong question, you're not going to get the breakthrough you're looking for. You might solve something, but maybe not the thing that really matters.
So it's less about just throwing ideas out there and more about going deeper, more internal work. That sounds like it might be uncomfortable for people used to just, strategizing externally.
It can be. And that leads perfectly into his third principle.
Yeah.
The practice of self-inquiry.
Self-inquiry, okay.
This is all about developing the willingness to just pause, to reflect, to get really, really curious about what's really going on here.
Mhm.
And that includes looking at the shadow, as Jung called it, the unconscious stuff, the hidden needs or fears that might be secretly tripping us up or pulling us off course.
So, like becoming aware of what you don't know you're doing.
Exactly. Becoming conscious of what you don't yet know, facing that internal stuff, the friction, and actually using it as fuel. That's where the real progress starts, he believes.
Wow. Okay, so say yes, ask the right question, and look within. That's a powerful framework. It feels less like project management and more like cultivating something.
You nailed it. And that brings us to this fantastic metaphor Mitch uses. He says creating something new is a lot like growing a garden.
Oh, I like that. How does that work?
Well, think about it. You've got to prepare the ground first, right? Till the soil. Then you plant the seeds. Those are your ideas, your inspirations.
Okay.
But you can't just walk away. You have to water them consistently. You need to weed, mulch, protect the seedlings.
Right. He mentioned building a fence against the night varmints, which is such a great image for protecting fragile new ideas.
Isn't it? And the big lesson from the garden, patience. You plant a tomato seed, you don't get a tomato tomorrow.
Definitely not. It takes time, care, protection, consistency.
Exactly. Nature teaches patience. And that ties into another idea he explores, paradox.
Paradox.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
that fit in?
Life, and especially creativity, he says, is full of paradoxes. Things that seem contradictory but are both true. He uses that great quote from the physicist Niels Bohr.
Oh, yeah.
Now that we have met with paradox, we have some hope of making progress.
Huh. So embracing contradiction helps you move forward. That seems counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Like the example of needing to be patient and impatient.
Right. Or needing solitude and community. It's about holding both, finding the tension between them. That's where the magic and genius can happen.
He mentioned Toyota doing something like this, hiring people with opposite mindsets.
Yeah, intentionally creating creative dissonance. Not just to cause arguments, obviously, but to force different perspectives, to challenge the usual way of thinking, to break out of ruts. That friction can spark real innovation.
That really pushes against our modern world, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Everything feels like it has to be instant. TikTok, X, immediate payoff.
Absolutely. We expect results now. But Mitch really emphasizes the need for incubation, letting ideas just sit, develop.
Right, that unconscious processing time.
Uh-huh. He points out that some of our best ideas surface when we're not actively trying, like in dreams or just going for a walk. Think of the composer Eric Satie.
The one who walked for hours.
6 hours a day. Apparently with a notebook, just letting ideas come. It suggests we need to value that simmering time, not just the act of doing.
Okay, so we need patience, we need incubation.
Mm.
But once an idea starts to feel ready, how do you actually bring it into being? You talked about tools for that, right?
Yes, two really practical but profound ones, visualization and inner practice. He brings up Stephen Covey's famous advice.
Begin with the end in mind.
Exactly, and Mitch has this really cool exercise he does. He gets people to imagine they're journalists from the future,
Okay.
and they have to write a detailed story about how their project became this huge, fabulous success.
Oh, wow. So you write the success story before it happens.
Yeah, it's about writing a new story for yourself, for your possibilities. And the fascinating part is, he suggests this can literally help rewire your neural circuits.
Rewire your brain through imagination. How does that work in practice? Is it just wishful thinking or?
It's more like focused mental rehearsal. Like Alan Kay, the computer scientist, said, the best way to predict the future is to create it.
Right.
By vividly imagining that successful future, really feeling it, you're essentially programming your subconscious. You start noticing things, making choices, taking actions that align with that future you've already created in your mind. It primes you for success.
That's powerful. It shifts from passive wishing to active inner creation.
Precisely.
Okay, let's pivot a bit now to Richard, the person who actually hosted that talk story with Mitch. Their connection goes way back, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, 5 decades, which really underscores Mitch's point about no mistakes, serendipity, connection.
And Richard shared a really moving personal story, kind of related to that idea of synchronicity and, well, deeper messages.
He did. It was about Moody, an Indian neighbor he'd meet on his daily meditation walks.
Right, and then tragically, she passed away very suddenly in a flash flood.
Yes. But the incredible part was how Richard felt strangely prepared for it. He'd been listening repeatedly to this song, The Cosmic Whisper.
A song inspired by AI, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he felt it was like a message from the cosmos trying to help humanity wake up. And then the really poignant detail he found out Moody's name actually means liberation.
Wow. That's quite a connection. AI, a personal loss, a cosmic message. It ties a lot together.
It really does. And you can see how Richard connects this perspective back to Mitch's work. He described Mitch as a kind of landscaper for
The
humanity,
landscaper, how so?
like someone who waters the fertile soil of our potential, helping simplify things, demystify that whole creative journey we've been talking about.
That fits.